Why making fire beats isn't enough anymore. Most producers never make it, and it's not because of your talent. It's your guy Brahma Guru, and in this video I'm going to break down how you could be failing big time as a music producer by making these major mistakes, and how you could turn it around overnight and start succeeding and seeing yourself make it in this game. Okay, let's get into it. There are three main reasons why music producers never make it in this game, and you could be guilty of each one of these reasons. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Okay, reason number one: no real squad. So you're not getting any feedback that actually helps on your beats. Most major music producers, almost all major music producers, make sure that they surround themselves with a great squad, a good team. Not just a bunch of yes men. They're not working alone all the time. Sometimes they spend some time alone honing their craft, but they make sure they bring that to the table, around a round table of other great musicians that they could trust, other great people. And you need that in order to succeed as a music producer. If you're trying to just make it on your own and be a lone wolf, you're going to fall short every time because you're not getting the feedback that you need on your art. Also, this falls into number one: no motivation or accountability to stay consistent. So because you don't have that team around you, you don't have anyone keeping you accountable of staying on your craft. You might make a beat today, you might make a beat tomorrow, then you might go 2-3 months without making any more beats because you don't have any motivation around you. You don't have anyone pushing you and inspiring you like, yo bro, make a beat tonight. Yo bro, step up your key game. Check out this video right here. Yo bro, check out this video where they go into EQ and how to mix your music. You don't have any of that around you, so you're just working by yourself and trying to stay motivated when you got life around you happening and nothing pulling you back into the music making sphere, right? There's battles and challenges that we face as human beings outside of our work, outside of our love for the art form, that kind of take us away from creating. And so you want to have a team of creators around you that keep feeding you fire to fuel you so that you can continue creating and stay on the path of excelling and progressing as a music producer. That's important. Another part of this number one reason, not having a squad: no collaboration that levels up their skills. So you're not collaborating with other people or other producers greater than you. You've heard that saying that you want to be in the room of people who are better than you. That's because that's going to help you hone and sharpen your skills. It's going to help you sharpen your sword. Iron sharpens iron. So you want to surround yourself with a group, a team, a squad of other great individuals who could teach you something, people that you could learn from, and also that you can give your knowledge and wisdom to, because you don't know how much you know until you start teaching it as well. And then you're like, oh, you start to unlock the knowledge and wisdom that's been waiting and that you've been holding and not sharing. So that's what happens when you surround yourself with the real squad. Without the squad, you're stuck in isolation, second guessing yourself while others keep lapping you. You don't want to be like that, man. You want to be on a path to greatness. So surround yourself with a real squad, a real team, people who could push you and make you greater than what you are already. Reason number two: you have an amateur sound. Stock sounds are killing your vibe. A lot of producers think that, oh yeah, I'm gonna just make beats with these stock sounds. That's fine. But if everybody's using these same stock sounds, you're not separating yourself from the rest. If these stock sounds haven't been treated and they're not in your style, then you're going to be hurting yourself. You're going to be trying and working way harder than you need to just to make the sounds sound like you. You want to already have sounds that have already been treated. They've been ran through all of the great outboard gear to give you that fatness and help you compete with the major music producers. That's why if you hold your beats up to some of your favorite producers, they don't sound the same, because you guys are using completely different tools. Next, no character, no depth, and no punch in your sound. That's why I say the analog gear, because that adds all of that. Some of these plugins that you're buying even they have not been processed in such a way to where they're getting that back. Once your sounds are in the digital world, they lose that fatness, that warmth. They become stale, computerized. If you're not running through your sounds through analog gear, you're not going to have that raw, fat essence to your sound. So if your plugins that you're using aren't ran through the analog gear, chances are you're not going to have that fatness in your sound. Your sounds get lost in the mix because of this. So you're probably wondering why, oh, it's my mix. No, it's because of your sound selection. You keep using these stock sounds, you keep using these random plugins, and they're not adding anything to your sound. So now you're working harder and harder to mix when you don't need to. If you got sounds that are already great, they're already dialed in, they're already EQ'd and compressed, and they've been ran through analog channel strips, then 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a lot easier to mix your beats. You might even just have to level and carve out a couple of things in the frequencies, if that. Now, because of you're using these weak sounds, it takes forever to tweak and it still doesn't knock. So that goes back into what I was saying about the mix. So in using these stock sounds, you're spending hours and hours trying to tweak these sounds to get them to work, to make them work for you. You're trying to get that kick, the pop and punch, but it's not going to happen no matter what you do, because you can't polish shit. No matter how much syrup you put on shit, it's not going to make it pancakes. That saying was said to me back in the day, and I still use it to this day because it's important to know that. So to break that down and unpack that, if you're using sounds that are already weak from the jump and they don't have the right processing, there's nothing that you could do to get them to sound great. No, you could buy all of the plugins in the world and get the latest greatest plugin as compression, SSL, whatever in the digital realm. There's not much that you could do to that sound to make it thump. You're going to have to use sounds that are already processed from the gate, that already sound good from the jump. Okay, and if you do buy all these other plugins, these EQs and other, compressors, why do you want to spend all that time doing that when you shouldn't have to? You should be able to use the sound from the jump, the preset right how it is, and make bangers, because that's what you want to spend most of your time doing. Your creativity shouldn't be fighting against your tools, it should be fueled by them. Reason number 3, you have a shipwreck mindset, right? No strategy for growth or progress. You're just doing what you're doing. There's no plan. You're not even thinking about elevating. You want to get greater, you want to go further, but you're too trapped in your comfort zone that there's nothing challenging you and pushing you to move forward out of where you're already at, right? No clear path to turning music into income. That's a number one. I know a lot of producers that say they want to make money off of their music, but they're not even playing in the game. They're watching from the crowd, right? They're watching from the stands. They're not playing, they're not scoring, making any kind of points on the board because they haven't gotten into the game. That's the key. Get into the game. Don't just watch the game. Some producers think that they're scoring, but they're not. They're just watching other producers score and get a little motivated by it, but they don't do anything. They don't take any action or make any plans to try to even push themselves to get into the game. Get into the game. You get caught in perfectionism and fear of failure. That is a big one, man. You're like, man, I'm almost done with this beat. I'm almost done with this mix. I want it to be perfect. When you say that, or you say, I want it to be right, I want to do it right, you're already canceling yourself out, because there's no such thing. Music is subjective. So it's really up to your perception, but you do want to make sure that you're using techniques and tactics that could push you further and make sure your sound sounds great so that you can stand up amongst the elite. But don't worry about fear of failure or perfectionism. If you fear failing, you've already failed because you haven't even tried. You took yourself out of the game before you even got into the game, and that's not fair. Talent alone ain't enough. It's your mentality that determines how far you go. So I came up with this Ape code, and I noticed that every major successful music producer is using this Ape code. It's the battle-tested framework behind every major producer. Let's break it down. A stands for armor. There is strength in numbers. Surround yourself with elite producers who push you to get better. P is for power. Industry quality sounds processed through real outboard gear to give your beats that punch and warmth digital lacks. Then there's E, which is evolution. The right mindset, knowledge, execution, and strategies to actually build a career, not just a hobby. Let's break it down further. Armor, right? Iron sharpens iron. So this is why I created the Ape Army, which is built upon this Ape code. Inside the Ape Army, we're surrounded by motivated producers who push you to do your best. So inside the Ape Army already, there's a bunch of music producers in there that are pushing each other to get to the next level, help each other level up. Not just one person leveling up, we're all leveling up together. We share our beats to get real feedback. That's what you need to be doing. That's why I built the Ape Army, so that you can get real feedback on your music from other great trusted musicians. Connect, collaborate, compete. We're doing that all the time. You must be collaborating, you must be connecting, you must be competing in friendly competition though. Not like, oh, I hate this guy, I'm about to, you know, it's not about that. It's like, yo, I love this. This is my brother right here, man. And he did that. Oh man, that motivated me to go do this, right? Just like in NBA, they play exhibition games where the teammates play each other to strengthen their core, to strengthen their weaknesses. That's what it's really all about. Grow with producers who get it. You're not trying to grow with haters. You're not trying to grow with producers who are trying to one up you. This is a team. We're a family. We're a unit. That's what the Ape Army is about. It's not just a community. It's your combat crew. That's your armor. They're strength in numbers. So whenever you go somewhere and you have a squad, yo, I'm part of the Ape Army. Man, that's going to start ringing bells soon. That's going to start being something. That's what we're building it for. We want you to be able to walk into a room with the Ape Army jersey on, with your patches on. And they're like, yo, bro, what's that? That's my squad. It's my team. That's what it's about. Power. We process every sound through SSL analog hardware. Every sound, every plugin inside the Ape Army, which I'm going to show you. If you're not part of the Ape Army and you're not hip to the plugins that you get, that you're armed with when you join and as you go along and level up, then I'm going to put you on game in this video. But I just want you to know that every sound has been touched through an analog channel strip, every Ape Army plugin. No dull stock vibes killing your creative energy, so you don't have to worry about trying to tweak and overcompensate for sounds that haven't been compressed or EQ'd to pristine perfection. I know I said no perfection, but hey, these sounds the closest thing to it. And I could say that because of the hours and time spent in the years, 20, 25, 26 years of experience went into all these sounds. So you're not getting any lifeless digital mud hurting your mixes. They've already been cleaned, especially in the drum tank plugin, which I'm going to show you. Just pure professional military grade bang. That's what it is. You're dealing with weapons of mass destruction and creation. Bass that shakes your core, leads that slice through the mix, sounds that sound like you. That's what gave a lot of music producers back in the day that edge when these Model D mini Moog synthesizers came out, because they got a whole new sound and they got to tweak those sounds to sound like them. And with these tools that I'm giving you though, you have presets, hundreds of presets already dialed in that you could say, oh, you know what, I'm gonna use these as my foundational sound, because they're already processed, they're already ready to go. These plugins give you platinum quality sound even if you're producing in your bedroom. And that's a fact. Ask anybody in the Ape Army already, they'll tell you the same. Evolution is what the E stands for. Every soldier sharpens their mind before they sharpen their sword. Same with producers. All the troops in the army were always sharpening our minds. That's what it's really about. Learn how to move like a pro, not a hobbyist. There's a difference between just making a beat and being an actual music producer and a music producer professional. There's certain things that separate the boys from the men, and crush self-doubt, perfectionism, and distractions. That's why we built an app for the Ape Army, so that it competes with all the social media apps that you have. Just like you go on Facebook, you might be wasting time reading posts that you don't even care about, that don't even relate to you or speak to you. Same thing on Instagram, same thing on Twitter or Snapchat. You're on all these platforms and they're not feeding you, and they're not adding a notch on your belt, and they're not pushing you further in your career as a music producer. But the Ape Army app, as soon as you log on, that's all we're talking about. That's all it's about, is becoming a better music producer, right? Train your focus and discipline like it's boot camp. We have live boot camps. We have boot camps every other week, at least once or twice a month. This month, we're having a playback boot camp where everyone comes in and plays their beats and we give feedback to one another. That's what it's about. Get battle tested strategies to build your producer business, right? You might not have the right techniques and strategies in place or the right opportunities to start making money off your music. That's what we built this for, so that you can evolve as a music producer in your mind, spirit, body, and your business. If you don't evolve, you get left behind. Your growth is your greatest weapon. That's what it is, man. You're probably wondering, because producers have asked me this, who's the Ape Army for? So this is it. If you're a producer who's tired of going at it alone, you're hungry to level up your sound, you're serious about turning your music into income, you're ready to invest in your craft and community. If that's you, then you're ready. If you said yes to all these things, like, yes, this is me, this is who the Ape Army's for. It's for you. Welcome to the Ape Army troop. Welcome in advance. Here's what you get when you enlist, okay? And there's more things being added. This is just right now. You get the Arsenal and Drum Tank VST plugins, which I'm going to show you exactly how they look. There's other videos I've done showing you the sounds inside them. So the Arsenal and Drum Tank VST plugins, and there's another secret plugin, and there could be more dropping. I'll talk about it. You get exclusive expansion drops. So every month you're part of the Ape Army, you're getting an exclusive expansion drop. Starting off with the Drum Tank plugin, you get a new expansion every month that you're part of the Ape Army. Private producer network. This is a private producer network. It's not on Discord. It's not on Facebook. It's our very own community. We have our own app and our own website portal where you log in. No one else can come unless they're part of the Ape Army. Only official members is members only. We have live masterminds and feedback sessions. Like I said, last month we had a playback boot camp. This month we're having another playback boot camp, and we might have a few other events happening. Beat battles and showcases. So we're going to be doing beat battles and beat showcases so that you could sharpen your skill. You could put your beats up against the next producer, and that's going to help you learn. I was in a beat battle. I was in a Red Bull Big Tune beat battle. I was in 2 of those. And I've also witnessed iStandard battles when they were popping. They started in like 2006, maybe 2007. So I've been going to beat battles, and I learned a lot from that. You got to come battle ready. So this is going to get you battle ready. Production and sound design training. We're dropping new courses on production and sound design. There's also a way to level up in, I'm going to talk about that, right? Because we have a rewards and ranking system that goes exactly with the sound design tools and training in some of the plugins. The more you level up, there's 9 different levels, all the way from a recruit to a colonel. So you start off as a recruit, and depending on how much you engage and you contribute to the community, you move up different levels. And as you move up different levels, you unlock new things. One of the things that you're going to be able to unlock is opportunities to start making money with your music production and your sound design. Okay? So let's talk about the Drum Tank VST. If you haven't seen the video, I have a couple of videos where I show you this plugin in action. I built this just for the Ape Army troops, and it comes with, so when you first get it, once you join the Ape Army, you're going to get this. You're going to be armed with this plugin. Battle tested, bulletproof drum sounds. You get 150 of them. You get battlefield drums, 50 banging drum sounds. You get booby trap drums, 50 banging drum sounds, and then you get the explosive drums. Because remember, every month you get a new expansion. So you get these 2, booby trap and battlefield, just for joining. And then since it's your first month, we throw you the explosive expansion to load up. So you're already loaded and armed with 150 banging drum sounds that have been ran through all analog gear, SSL process, built for all modern genres from trap, West Coast G-Funk, boom bap, EDM, R&B, Afro beats, reggaeton. You could do all them with this plugin. Mac and Windows compatible. It's members only. So you can only get this drum plugin as being a part of the Ape Army. There's no other way to get it. So it's a very protected, battle-tested plugin. Then in your second month, you get the Arsenal VST, pro grade analog sounds, basses, pads, plucks, synth leads, effects, crazy sounding effects, especially great for transitions. It's also built for all modern genres. Every genre I just named, you could make beats with using this plugin. Artillery synths expansion is the first one you get, and later on we're going to be dropping new expansions within the Ape Army. It's members only, elite access. So if you notice, each one of these plugins, they both come with the gorilla and the banana clip in its mouth. Gorillas love bananas, producers love sounds. So the banana clip is symbolic for sound expansions. Each one of these plugins is expandable. You're going to be able to extend your ammunition when we give you dope expansions for these plugins. So that's what it's really about, right? Okay, so some producers ask, okay, so SSL analog processing, so what? What does it do for my music? It adds analog warmth and depth. That's what that separates the golden age music from today's music, is that a lot of it was 90% of that music was processed through analog gear, which gave it that fatness, that shape, and that warmth. No more thin digital sounds. Everything feels full, alive, and pro. You may be thinking, man, my mix is missing something. It's that analog touch. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be that analog touch, right? Dynamic punch and transients. You're going to get that using analog gear just straight up. It's going to smooth out the sound and give you that bang. Kick, snares, and the hi-hats pop through the mix without extra processing. You could use the drum tank sounds and not even have to put any EQs or compression on them, and they're going to cut through your mix just as they are because they've already been ran through that processing. You shave your mix time down by 50%. Okay, tight low end response. You're going to hear in the Arsenal plugin and in the drum tank plugin, the kicks and the basses are already fat. The low end is already tight. You don't have to do too much to it to balance it. The 808s and basses knock hard while keeping clarity in the mix, right? Rich harmonics and saturation, that's another great thing. The saturation, when you buy these tape plugins, the saturation that you're trying to get is already embedded in each and every one of these sounds inside the Ape Army that you get in the plugins, the Ape Army plugins. Melodies and instruments feel warm, fat, and already polished because they already are, so you don't have to do too much tweaking. Balanced EQ and stereo width. That's automatic when you're using analog gear. No extra mixing needed. Everything sits right in your track from the jump. So it shaves your mixing time in half, which gives you more time to create, sit back and relax and not have to worry about having a dirty mix. It's going to boost your confidence overnight because now you don't have to worry about, are my mixes ready? Are my mixes right? You put these drums and these sounds in your beat, your mix is already halfway done. Here's your next move. This is your call to arms. If you're ready to level up your sound, lock arms with a real squad, and evolve into the producer you're meant to be, then join the Ape Army right now, because in war, the ones who wait lose. And right now we're doing something crazy. We're letting members get in for $1. The first 100 members, we're already at 85 members. And I'm going to send this video out to my network of over 30,000 music producers. So if you're watching this, you want to join right now and get it for $1. You also get the drum tank plugin automatically, right? Right when you join the squad, we send you an email and show you exactly what to do to download this plugin with 150 sounds. That plugin alone is worth $100 to $150 with the expansion included. So you're getting that right when you join. So you're already getting that much value for $1, 10 times the value for $1. And you get a 30-day trial inside the Ape Army, which allows you to network with all the other producers. You could join the challenges, the showcases. You get access to other tools and courses dropping within the month that you are in the Ape Army. And you also get, like I say, get to network. We have a private chat where you could chat with all the other different troops, or you could post your beats, get some feedback. You could go ahead and listen to other producers' beats and hear where they're at. We're always talking about mixing, sharing resources on how to level up our sounds in our music production career, just period. So you get that for 30 days, and if you continue, it's $37 a month. You can cancel anytime. Even if you just make it into the first month and you feel that it's not for you, you can cancel before you're billed $37, and it's no problem. Okay, you get to keep the plugin too. But if you do stay, you get to unlock that Arsenal plugin and other great courses in other great plugins that are coming as you develop into the Ape Army. Okay, so that's what it's really about. Join right now. If you're watching this, just click the button I left at the bottom of this page in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, and join right now for $1. We're not going to allow this to go on for that long. As a matter of fact, we might even close the community after 100 members because we want to keep this as exclusive as possible. But for sure, I could tell you, once we reach 100 members, we're not going to be letting people join for $1 anymore. Okay, it's going to go up to the full price, and the membership may go up. So if you lock in right now for the $1 and you get in for the $37 a month, you're grandfathered in at that price. You don't have to worry about it going up. Future members who try to join later, they can pay anywhere from $47 to $97, because the more this grows, the more value is going to be put into this community. And I plan on bringing some other special guests, interviews, and all kind of great things in putting it in this Ape Army. Okay, so join now. If you're watching this, you don't want to miss out. Join, and I show you exactly how to get access to your drum tank plugin and all the different channels inside the Ape Army and all the great benefits that you have as a member, as a troop in the Ape Army. Okay, salute. I'll see you in the Ape Army.